With that, though, I've prepared you 10 questions. And in these 10 questions, I will get more into what's been happening with the team. So if you would like, we can get straight into the Frozen Forum Flash. This is 10 questions for Nathan DaCosta, approximately 30 seconds to answer each question. And we will go down. We got 5 about the Habs, 5 that are mostly not about the Habs. And we'll see what Nathan comes up with these questions that he's never heard before. So if you're ready, Nathan, we'll start.
Yep, let's go.
Okay, perfect. Okay, question number 1 for you, Nathan. Did we jinx the Habs?
I think we had a little bit of an impact there. We keep talking about all this, winning the Atlantic, winning the President's Trophy. Yeah, we played a role there. We've jinxed them a little bit. I mean, we paid it the price this week, saying they were going to win all 4 of the games. They were going to win. They were going to get 5 points, and then here they are with 3. Yeah, we did.
Okay, question number 2 for you. The last 4 games that we've played, we are 0 for 10 on the power play. What's the problem? What can we fix? Do you change anything? Do you just trust the fact that we've got the 5 most skilled players on the team on that power play? What do you do?
Honestly, the power plays I was watching, I'm sorry to single guys out, but Demidov and Slavkovsky are not making great decisions on that power play. They're making bad passes. A lot of them are just getting intercepted and dumped, and then we're just wasting time in the power play. I think the other 3 are playing fine, Hudson, Suzuki, and Caulfield, but you can't have 2 weak links on your first power play, and then have your second power play out for 30 seconds, and you're not going to produce anything in that time. So, yeah, we've been struggling there.
I do agree we've been struggling. We're going to have to see if it turns around. Question number 3 for you. The Sabres right now are 2-4-4 in their last 10 games and are dead last in the East. Should the Montreal Canadiens trade for Tage Thompson?
Well, I don't know if this question was going to come up later. I was not thinking Tage Thompson. I don't think we should trade for Tage Thompson. I think it'll be like a Patrick Laine situation, but a little bit better. You know what I mean? Like an absolute sniper, but he's not going to produce how we expect him to produce. I do think we should get Nazem Kadri from the Calgary Flames. Why not?
We'll go into that later. That's not part of my questions. We'll talk about Kadri in a bit. You say no to Tage Thompson, though, just to...
No to Tage Thompson.
No to Tage Thompson. Got it. Question number 4. The Habs have lost 2 straight in very bad fashion. What is the biggest gap that you think that there is on the team right now? What are we missing? What's the key factor that we're missing?
The offense isn't producing. I think that's what it comes down to. I think our defense have been playing pretty solid. And at the end of the day, you can't pin everything on the goal. Huh?
Sorry, keep going.
Yeah, nothing is still a big part there. Our offense has not been producing.
Nathan's like 7-0. We're going to win 8-7. Okay, sorry, keep going.
Our offense hasn't been producing. I think that's very clear over those last 2 games. We have 1 goal and 12 goals against. So yeah, offense hasn't been producing. Goaltending hasn't been the greatest either. I know Dobish is going to be pissed off with himself, especially if he was mad with himself after that overtime loss to the Devils. I could not imagine how he feels right now. But yeah, our offense and our goaltending has to step it up. I think our defense is doing all right. Our offense isn't really getting back. That's all I have to say.
I would agree with most of what you just said there. Question number 5. Alex Newhook is going to be out a while. What is your new second line?
Who is with Newhook right now?
Kapanen and Demidov.
I don't even know. Kapanen and Demidov. I guess you'd have to go with a vet. I don't mind a Brendan Gallagher up there. I wouldn't mind that at all. With the 2 rookies, yeah, I think he'd provide some leadership, and it was already a young line, but to have Brendan Gallagher up in there, especially because he's more of a feisty player, he'll get in the dirty places where Demidov and Kapanen shouldn't be going because they're so skilled. I think that's a good pairing.
I like the call. We'll discuss that one more later too. Okay, so I've got you 5 questions now for the rest of the league. The first one, based on one of the teams that we just watched, the Utah Mammoth came into Montreal as one of the hottest teams in the NHL to start the season. Was that hot start a fluke? Because they have now lost, not only to us, they lost to the Leafs, they lost to the Senators, they lost Sabres. Or did they lose to the Sabres? I don't know. They beat the Sabres. They definitely beat the Sabres. But they've lost, and I think they're 5-5 in their last 10. Now only in a wild card spot in the West. So do you think their hot start was a fluke?
No, I don't think it was a fluke. I mean, all teams have ups and downs like this. That grin. Yeah, I just think like
I smile because, you say this about Utah, and then we're going to go talk about Montreal, about how losing 2 games in a row is like the worst thing that's ever happened. But keep going.
Yeah, no, I was going to say that about the Habs too later, but yeah, all these teams have ups and downs, and Utah definitely has the depth. They have 3 very skilled top forward lines. Just like us, they weren't performing like how they normally do, and they will be fine. They play just fine. The Utah Mammoth are not overrated. I think they performed a little higher than expected, but they're still a solid team, and they're not going to just fall off a cliff.
Okay, we're going to question number 7. I want you to play devil's advocate. Why is Colorado not the Cup favorite?
Are you talking in terms of like betting odds?
No. I want you to, like, everybody around the league at the moment has the Colorado Avalanche as the Cup favorite, as the
devil's advocate, okay.
absolute, beast of a team. Why shouldn't they be considered the Cup favorite?
Tough one. All I'm going to say,
Make this
because
clippable.
this is a really hard question to answer. The Florida Panthers, when it comes to the playoffs, they seem to just turn it up 5 notches somehow and turn into this god team. You see Sam Bennett scoring left, right, and center. You see Brad Marchand turning into him in his 3rd year in the NHL, just lighting up everything. I mean, he's still doing it right now, too. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past the Panthers just yet. Colorado's good, but the Panthers, I think they still got them.
We're gonna try this question again because I want to make this clippable. I want you to focus on the Colorado Avalanche themselves, and I want you to diss part of their team to say that this part of their team is the reason that they won't win the Cup. Okay, which is really hard to do because it's a great team, right? Let's try it. Let's see what you can come up with in 10 seconds. Okay.
Well, I can't diss Blackwood. I can't diss their entire first line. I can't diss their entire.
Find a way. Find a way, Nathan. You can make shit up. We're gonna make this a great clip to post online to get these Colorado Avalanche fans fired up. So I'm gonna say the question again, and then we're gonna come up with something fun. I want you to play devil's advocate, Nathan. For question number 7, the Colorado Avalanche are considered one of the best teams in the NHL right now, probably the Cup favorite of most analysts in the league. Why, to you, is the Colorado Avalanche not the Cup favorite?
Team. They have a good first forward line. They have a good first defenseman line. Outside of that, like, what do you got? You got the rest of the league sees this. Like, they know they are not as good as they're playing right now. They are the team that is playing so far higher than their expected rate. Look, they still got to watch out for the Florida Panthers, the Dallas Stars, the Vegas Golden Knights. It is not Colorado's Cup by any means. Kinnon's playing out of his mind, but it's not going to continue like that.
I like it. Good job. We'll go into question number 8. I'm trying to get Nathan canceled over here by the app. They're old. Yeah, it's standard. I mean, you could have gone the other way. You could have said, "Oh, well, Montreal is like the."
Then they knew we'd be trolling. At least this sounds somewhat believable.
This is true. Let's go to question number 8. We're back to real questions now, not the ones I'm looking for. Whatever. Connor Bedard, one of the top points scorers in the NHL right now. Should he be on Team Canada?
Yes, he should. I think he's earned a spot. In my opinion, on Team Canada, there are 3, maybe 4 forward positions up for grabs. And I think Celebrini has one. I think Bedard has one. And then I've been seeing a whole lot of analysts shuffle between Wilson and Scheifele, which is insane to me, but I think Scheifele has it. And then that 4th one, I'm not too sure, but I do think Bedard has earned a spot on the team.
I like it. I like the call. We'll go to question number 9. The Predators, the Nashville Predators, are sitting second last in the league, have an aging core, and no real future plans. Should they trade Jussi Saros to the Edmonton Oilers?
I mean, it's not a terrible idea on either end. I mean, Edmonton desperately needs a goalie. Oh my God. I don't know if you've watched any of the recent Edmonton games, but Calvin Picard and Stuart Skinner are just Swiss cheese. So yes, I think it would be very beneficial to both parties if the Nashville Predators get rid of Saros. And then in exchange, what would you give them, picks?
Who knows? Well, we'll figure out the trade later. But the main question was, is it time to blow up the team and send your best goaltender over to a team, start yard sailing? Because a Saros trade would be essentially like Nashville throwing in the towel. We got question number 10 for you. Very last question of the Frozen Forum Flash today. While we do have a few losses, the only regulation losses for the Montreal Canadiens this season to Eastern Conference teams are to the Leafs in the very first game of the season and to the Rangers in the 6th game of the season. Which Eastern Conference teams are you actually afraid of this season?
I think you always have to be afraid of Carolina. Carolina and the Devils, I think, are the two. That's the only thing.
We lost to the Devils, but it was in overtime.
Yeah, I think it would be the Hurricanes, the Devils, and then you always got to be a bit worried of the Panthers because you never know with those guys. But yeah, I honestly believe the Leafs won't make the playoffs this year. They look horrendous.
I would agree.
Matthews is gone. Stolars is injured. Matthews is injured. Like, yeah.
GG.
Bye-bye, Leafs fans.